Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're having a wonderful week. I'm continuing with my Michael Jackson discography journey, and we made it to his third studio album from 1973 called Music and Me. The album is 33 minutes and there's 10 tracks. Looking at the track list, I don't recall hearing any of these songs before, but like always, if I start listening to a song and it sounds familiar, I'll let you guys know. I don't have much to say right now, so we're just gonna jump into the first track with track number 1, With a Child's Heart.
With a child's heart makes love so very love is as welcome.
Alrighty, that was track number 1, With a Child's Heart. This was great. I really enjoyed it. It was definitely more jazz sounding than I'm used to when it comes to Michael Jackson's songs from this time and his albums from this time. I really enjoyed it. It was very peaceful. I liked the harmonies, and once again he sang the song beautifully, just like his other two albums. It does say here that the original version of With a Child's Heart was recorded by Stevie Wonder in 1966. And for those of you who are dying to know, it was also covered by Raven Simone in 1999. So now we're gonna move on to track number 2, Up Again.
Into his life, summer rain falls, then comes the snow. You made the sunshine, I'm up again, I never let you down. I gave one more try, I reached for the sky. I'm up again, I never let you down. No, nothing's ever gonna stop me now.
Already, that was track number 2, Up Again. What are these songs? I'm addicted to them. They're great. I don't know, I'm always blown away with a Michael Jackson album, in particular his first few albums. I'm enjoying myself once again. These songs they're so heartfelt, and once again he sounds extremely professional for his age. He was 14 years old when this album came out, and honestly, Michael can't do wrong when it comes to his earlier albums, in my opinion. His first album, his second album, and now his third album. I'm loving his earlier music. You can definitely see the growth with each album, at least I can, and I'm just really enjoying this album so far. Anyway, let's move on to track number 3, All the Things You Are. Guys, I'm having so much fun listening to this album. I honestly don't know what to say anymore. I'm just always blown away with one of these Michael Jackson albums. His voice, and I love how it's more jazz sounding. It's very bluesy, classical, and it's great. This album definitely has a different feel than his prior two albums, and I'm here for it. I'm just enjoying myself 100%. And the fact that he was 14 years old and he's able to pull off these sorts of songs, I mean, the gift of song this child has, the gift of song. But anyway, let's move on to track number 4, Happy. Now, this is a love theme from Lady Sings the Blues. I'm gonna cry, honestly. I was so close when I was listening to that song to cry. I got teary-eyed. It was recorded by Michael Jackson in 1973, so it looks like he recorded the original version of the song. Jackson continued to perform the song in concert as late as 1977, citing it as one of his favorite songs. You know what? This is one of my favorite songs from Michael Jackson. It's beautiful, it's tender, it's sweet, it's powerful, it's everything a Michael Jackson song should be, especially at this age, at the age of 14. It's one of my favorites from him. It's one of my favorites from this album. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm just getting really excited right now. I don't know what this album is doing to me, but I'm loving this album so much. I'm not normally this way when I listen to an album for the first time, or am I? Sometimes I am. I don't know. It depends on the album. I'm just so excited right now. I just can't contain myself. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe a lot of people think this Michael Jackson album isn't very good, but you know what? I think it's marvelous. Now, this song is from the 1972 movie Lady Sings the Blues, and it's about a jazz singer, Billie Holiday. So you know what? Because I love the song so much, I'm gonna have to check out the movie, which I've never heard of before up until today. The movie was nominated for 5 Academy Awards. The nominations were Best Actress for Diana Ross was in the movie? What? I'm just discovering all sorts of things today. Diana Ross was in the starring role. Wow. Well, this cements it then. I have to watch the movie. Oh my god. I have to go on the Diana Ross discography journey as well. I don't know what's happening in this video anymore. I'm so excited. I don't know why. It's so weird. Anyway, let's move on to track number 5, Too Young.
They try to tell us we're too young, and then someday we fall too young.
I don't know why I'm smiling right now. What is life? What is life right now? I can't with this album anymore. I can't go on anymore. I just can't. It says here that Too Young is a popular song that was recorded in 1951. In the United States, the best known version of the song was recorded by Nat King Cole. Why is there a picture of Donny Osmond then? So it says here that Donny Osmond also covered the song when he was 14 in the year 1972. It makes no mention of Michael's version at all. Okay, it actually does. I'm just blind. I mean, I almost got teary-eyed listening to this song. I was that close. I just love the production on this album. I love it. I love it so much. So now let's move on to track number 6, Dogging Around.
You better stop, yeah. I can't take it. It's not getting any stronger. You know what I'm talking about, yeah. Dogging me, dogging me, dogging me.
Alrighty, that was track number 6, Dogging Around, and this was another really great song. What are these songs I've never heard before? They are great, and I'm running out good things to say. I'm just gonna say that this was another great track I really enjoyed listening to. And because I'm enjoying the album so much, I am curious to know what other people were saying about the album, and it's pretty hit or miss. One person in particular said that awful pop tunes, probably targeting 12-year-old girls, hyper-polished, sugar-filled production, and the child voice makes the whole thing even more intolerable, not suitable for adults. Avoid. You know what? I could care less if people don't like this album. I'm really enjoying it. So now let's move on to track number 7, Johnny Raven.
He's born to be wild. He's Johnny Raven, settling down. Ain't my nature. I'm Johnny Raven. He's Johnny Raven, by and by. Johnny Raven. He's Johnny Raven, by and by. He's Johnny Raven. Ooh, I'm gonna fly with Johnny.
Already, that was track number 7, Johnny Raven, and I'm pretty sure I just jinxed myself when I went searching for other people's reviews and opinions on this album because this is the first track on the album that I wasn't the biggest fan of. It didn't really grab me. I thought it was kind of boring, and it's definitely my least favorite song on the album so far. To me, it just really pales in comparison with the other 6 tracks on the album, but that's just my opinion. But let's move on to track number 8, Euphoria.
It's very easy to say euphoria. Be what you wish, be what you are. Rainbow glow, the rest of the baby flowers. H-O-R-I-A, full of the bigger and big. Euphoria.
Alrighty, that was track number 8, Euphoria, and just like track number 7, Johnny Raven, this was another song that I couldn't really get into. It's definitely not as memorable as the first half of this album. I don't know, I'm not really feeling this second half of the album so far with Johnny Raven, Euphoria. I did like Dogging Around, but these last 2 tracks haven't really grabbed me, unfortunately. If I have anything negative to say about the album, it might be that I prefer the lyrics on his first 2 albums compared to the lyrics on this album, especially his second album. If you watched my first listen video to his second album, Ben, you will know that I loved the lyrics on that album. And to be honest, I'm not really interested in reading the lyrics on this album as I was on his second album. But anyway, let's move on to track number 9, Morning Glow. Alrighty, that was track number 9, Morning Glow. Out of the last 3 tracks I've listened to, Johnny Raven, Euphoria, and Morning Glow, this one is probably my favorite, but I still did love it. I liked the last part of the song where it got a bit slower and then it picked up. I don't really know how to explain that part of the song, but it kind of slowed down and it just started to gradually pick up again. I'm now slowly starting to realize why a lot of people might not have liked this album. When I listened to his first 2 albums for the first time, it Got to Be There in Bed, I thought they were pretty consistent from beginning to end. They really did keep me captivated the entire time. Whereas this album, I don't know, I feel like this album's losing a bit of steam on the second half. But anyway, we have come to the end of the album, track number 10, Music and Me.
We've been together, music and me. Only know wherever I go, music and me.
Alrighty, that was track number 10, Music and Me. This was a beautiful song. I enjoyed it. He sounds great, but I feel like we've heard songs like this already on not just this album, but his other albums as well. I really do like the lyrics in the song though. We have been together for such a long time now. Music and me. Don't care whether all our songs rhyme now. Only know wherever I go, we're as close as two friends can be. There have been others, but never two lovers like music and me. So that is all 10 tracks of Music and Me by Michael Jackson, and this was a very interesting video. I was so giddy and excited the first half of this video. I loved the first half of this album. With a Child's Heart, Up Again, All the Things You Are, Happy, Too Young, even Dog It Around I'll throw in. But the later half of the album, I wasn't really interested in. It didn't really grab me, and I feel like the second half of the album really does pale in comparison to the first. Because I didn't like the second half that much, this probably isn't my favorite Michael Jackson album out of the three. It would probably be Ben. Ben, and then his first album, Got to Be There, and then probably this one. Or Ben, Music and Me, then his debut. I don't know. It would probably go Ben, Got to Be There, Music and Me. Or Ben, or maybe Got to Be There, and then Ben, and then Music and Me. I don't know. So what did you guys think of the album? What are your favorite tracks? And out of the three albums, his first three albums, where does this album rank? I still thought the production on this album was really great. It was very jazz, it was soulful, his voice was great as well, and I enjoyed some of the lyrics. I wasn't really paying attention to the lyrics on this album like I stated already. It's just interesting to see where his music is gonna go after this album. And now that we're done Music and Me, we're gonna move on to his next album, his fourth album from 1975, so 2 years after this one, called Forever Michael. So I'm very curious to see how his voice progresses into Forever Michael and then Off the Wall. I'm just very interested to see the transition there. I think it's going to be really exciting. So I think that's all I wanted to say on the album. Thanks for watching, guys. You can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Twitter, you can message me, you can tell me other artists I should check out. I'm open to any artists from any decade. You can find me on Apple Music, you can check out my playlists and so on and so forth. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care.